This video is looking at the 2014 Ordinary Level question B3. It is an orthographic and auxiliary projection question, and it is based around a house and conservatory. So the figure shows an isometric view of the structure. Part A of this question is draw an elevation of the structure in the direction of the arrow. So that's going to look in at the front of it, looking straight in at the conservatory part. Part B is to draw the plan of the elevation from the elevation. And then part C is to draw an auxiliary elevation of the structure projected from the plan, which will include the true shape of surface A. So for this and for all orthographic projection questions, I think it's a good idea to first draw a box around the entire size of this. So I'm going to keep this down lower left side of my page because surface A is on the front left side, which means I'm going to need space top right for my auxiliary. The full width of this is 90 millimeters, so the 45 and the 45 added together gives us our width for that. And the depth of the plan is 100 plus 30, so that's going to be the 130 that we're marking here. So the distance between the XY line and the plan is entirely up to you. I've gone for 15 millimeters here, but that's up to you. But make sure you put in some bit of a space there. The final bit of it then, I'm going to create a box that's going to contain the elevation. So the elevation is going to have the same width as it does in plan, and the height that we're given is 60 plus 25, so we're going to be up 85 millimeters to the top. So again, this is not putting in any details, this is just creating a box that is going to contain those two views. Okay, at least then I know that once I've started the question, it fits on the page, and if I make a mistake later on, I should be able to spot it easily enough if I'm not using the box fully. So I'm going to start with I know the question says to do the elevation first, but it's actually easier to do the plan because we have all the measurements for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to forget about the conservatory bit down here at the bottom first, and I'm going to do the main block of the house. So the main block of the roof, we're told, is 100. So that's going to come down 100 here, so I'm going to mark that distance, and it's a light line across there. Again, we've got a ridge, so that's the high bit, that's going to come down through the middle. So it's 90, and again we're told that's 45 in the question, so we've got a line coming down through the middle of this here. That's the high ridge point. And this goes across there, so we can actually darken in this much just around the outside. There, so that creates the box. That's the main part of the house. The next part of this then is to look at the conservatory bit down here at the front. So the heights and stuff don't matter at the moment, we'll look at them in a while. Because we're looking down on top, you can't see the heights. So here we're going to take 15 millimeters in as told in the question, so it's 15 millimeters in here and 15 millimeters in from the left hand side as well. So just put a small mark on both of those lines. Now we're given an angle that these things go at, and that angle we're given is 60 degrees. So it's a 60-degree line coming out of this here until it hits the front. Same on the other side, 60 degrees. And just a short bit across the front then. So that actually completes the plan for us. We've got surface A, which is in here, and we'll be looking in perpendicular to that in a while. So what we're going to do now is we're going to draw the elevation. I know this is part A of the question, but it makes it's a bit easier to draw it second. So because we're after finding this distance down here, we're after finding up here. So we have now enough information to draw all of this up in the elevation. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to draw the house. So that's up, that's going to be my top point, so I'm taking the top center point. And we need to locate the roof, so it's going to come up at an angle something up here like this. If you look on the back left hand side of the question, it's 60 and 25. So that first 60 is up until the roof starts, and then the 25 is the last part of it. So just taking that 60 and just bringing that height off over to this side. So again, now I can draw from straight line between here and the top, and down on the other side here also. Okay, so what we're going to look at next is finding the conservatory sticking out of the front. So again, I'm going to project, we'll start with the outside, we'll project this line up here on the outside. And that is, if we look in the question, we've got a small little red line running along here, and here that means that that's at the same height as this point. So I can bring these sides up, outside part up to there, and to here, and across the top. So that's where the conservatory attaches to the house proper. It's not the full finished conservatory, we have a little bit more work to do. So that's after taking these two corners up. Now we're going to take the two up at the front, so this one and this one. So that's giving us the width. This is why I did the plan first, because we now have these widths instead of having to draw up here, go so far, then draw this, and then go back up. Got this finished, now we're doing this one up here. The height that we're told for the front of the conservatory is 45, so I can just measure up the height of 45 here. That's going to go that far. That's the front part. So the final thing now is we've got the front piece and we've got the back part, but we now just need to join them up. So this corner here is going to join up, and they're going to break down the different surfaces for us. So we've now got, this is going to be surface A here. This surface, this straight line is this one, and then this one looking on top is that bit of a one there. So I'm just going to shade them and make it a little bit clearer. So this is our surface A in the elevation. This is the plan of that same surface. Part C of this question asks us to draw an auxiliary elevation of the structure. So it's the entire structure, not just surface A, projected from the plan, so it's coming from the plan, which will include the true shape of surface A. So what I'm going to do first is, this angle here is at 60. Perpendicular to that is going to be my 30-degree line. I'm going to take lines this way at 30 degrees. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to take a line perpendicular to that off out here somewhere. You can do that anywhere you like out along here. This angle, so this line, is at the same angle as the pink line down here. Okay, they have to be parallel to each other, otherwise we're not going to find the true shape. So this becomes my x1, y1 line, my new ground line. And what I'm going to do first, I'm going to measure find point A, or surface A. So we'll take this corner here. This is corner 1, this is corner 2. Locating these up in the elevation, corner 1, corner 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the height. So the height of these in my new elevation, my auxiliary elevation, will be the same as the height they are in the first elevation. So height 1, point 1, it was up 45. So along the line coming from point 1 up in the auxiliary elevation, I can measure up to 45 millimeters. That's point 1. I can do the same thing for point 2, that was up 60. So from the XY line up to point 2, and again from the X1, Y1 line now this time up to point 2 is 60. So 1 joins to 2, so I'll join 1 to 2 up here. And this gives us the true shape of that surface. Now this isn't the whole question, but it's certainly part of it. So this is our true shape. Of A. So what I'm going to do next is, we've done true shape of surface A. I'm going to do the block house now, the house part of this now next. So I'm going to start by taking this corner. So there's 4 corners on this plus the bit of the roof. So I'm going to take this corner here first. This point, so we can call it point 3, it's going to be up here. That point is up a height of 60 as well. So it's the same height as point 2, so I can just use my set square to get the height of that. So this point here is point 3. I'm going to do the same thing for point 4 at the back. So point 4, projecting this one up. to extend my x1, y1 line. And again, that's at the same height as 0.3 and 0.2, so that's 0.4 back up there. So I might just darken in those bits now next. So this is coming down the side. And along here also. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the top point here for the roof. I'm going to leave this corner for the time being just because I don't know how much of it I'll be able to see. It's going to take the top point of the roof, that's going to go up, and we'll take both of them. So that's this corner and these 2 points here. Again, the height is whatever height it is in the elevation, which was up a height of 85. So that's the top point there, and on this line as well, 85. So this front one is going to join down to 0.3, and this back one joins down to 0.4. And then the top 2 points that we've just put in, they also join together, because they join together down here. So we're getting there with the front part of this now. I might go back and finish off the conservatory part. So taking this point, so we have 0.4, we're going to take 0.5 here now. 0.5 projected up along here. This is 0.5. It's at the same height as 0.1. So just bring that across that way. I'm just going to move this over slightly. This gives me 0.5, and we'll darken in as we go. I'm going to do 0.6 now next. So 0.6 is here at the back. It's at the same height as 0.2 was, so again I can take that one across, and this point up here is 0.6. So in plan, 5 joins to 6, just like it does in the elevation. 5 joins to 6. So in this elevation, it's also going to 5 and 6 are going to join together. 6 and 2 join together, so 6 and 2 are going to join together up here, and that gives us the conservatory. Now, there's one final bit of the conservatory that we need to do, and that's again for 0.6. So 0.6, and just like up here in the elevation, to see we've got a line coming down from it. So it's where it intersects with, or it joins up with the house. That needs to be shown here as well. We can't see it because when we're looking in this with 0.6, most 0.6, that edge is hidden from us. So it is going to be hidden detail. So coming from 0.6, hidden detail, running up along here. So that gives us that part. The next part of this now is we're going to look at this corner down here. So again, that's this corner, so down near the front. It's again, we'll give it a label, we'll call it 0.7. That's 0.7 here at the front in the elevation. And it's at the same height as 3, 2, 4, and 6. They're all at the same height. So 0.7 is going to be here. What we can do is join 0.7 up, so 0.7 joins to this top point, so let's do the same thing in the auxiliary elevation. That's going to join to here. Again, 0.7 comes down to the ground, so that's going to be visible just as far as until it hits this solid line, and then it's going to be a hidden detail line. So it's visible as far as there, and then it's hidden detail the rest of the way down. And we're almost there with this. So we've got most of the corners done now for this corner back here, so we'll call that one 0.8. Again, this is also 0.8, they're directly in line with each other. So I'm going to join this one up along here. 0.8 is at the same height as 7 and 6 and 2 and 3 and 4, so this point here is going to be 0.8, and that's going to join to the top. Now it's joining to the top, it's at the back, we can't see it, so it's going to be hidden detail. So that gives us that line there, and that's almost it. There's just 2 other pieces that we need to do. So this here is the back corner, it's going to come straight down, so that needs hidden detail. Again, and then there's one more bit which is a little bit hard to see, which is this back edge coming down along here. Just like we've got a visible edge up here, there's also going to be an edge going from 7 to 8, but most of that we can't see, so there's just going to be a little bit of hidden detail here and here. that completes the auxiliary elevation for this question, which is the 2014 ordinary level